segment perhaps, and we've got some solutions. But just before the break, EMF Solutions Canada, people can get in touch with you.
That's right.
At what website in order to check their homes?
Okay, it's www.emfsolutions.ca.
We're back talking more about invisible toxins, and we've talked about EMFs. We've measured some levels emitted from popular products, but we're going to talk now about electrical hypersensitivity, or EHS. And just before we do, I want to clear this up. I want you to talk to this idea, Dr. Havas, about government claims and this safety code 6 before getting into EHS. So what are the government claims?
Well, the guidelines we have in Canada that are supposed to protect us are called Safety Code 6, and they've been established by Health Canada. And that particular safety code is based on a heating effect, a thermal effect. And the concept is if it doesn't heat your body, it doesn't harm you.
Okay.
Our guidelines are 100 times higher than the guidelines in Switzerland, China, Russia, Poland.
100 times higher?
That's right.
So why are they ahead of the game?
Why are the other countries ahead of the game?
They've been using them there longer?
No, because they recognize that in addition to thermal effects, there are biological effects.
Right, so we're not studying the additional effects beyond thermal, which is heat resonance.
Right. The assumption is that there are no other types of effects, and that's where the problem lies.
EHS, electromagnetic hypersensitivity syndrome. Hypersensitivity syndrome, so what is that?
Well, just like you have peanut allergies or you have allergies to pollen, there are some people who are reacting to low levels of electromagnetic radiation, different types, and that's called electrohypersensitivity. So these people can't use a cell phone, they can't walk under power lines, they can't use compact fluorescent light bulbs. Their lives are really severely debilitated because of all of this wireless radiation in our environment.
And just at the break, you mentioned something that struck a chord with me, and it makes total sense, which was that certainly people that have, cumulative toxicities, of course, but mercury fillings seem to be, more grounded through electricity? They're more sensitive to the...
Well, mercury is a neurotoxin.
Right,
and if you have mercury fillings, what we're finding is that there's an interaction between them. So many of the people who are electrically hypersensitive have mercury fillings. And indeed, radar operators who are also exposed to this microwave radiation, during the Vietnam War, they had to have their fillings replaced every 6 months because the microwaves dissolved the mercury, so it gets into your body and is more toxic.
And this isn't just some kind of pop science. This is, we're melting chocolate bars in people's pockets, right? I mean, it's not nonsense.
That's right. It's not nonsense at all.
This is kind of freaking me out a little bit here, not wanting to be all shock and awe.
Yeah.
Let's throw your website out, start to answer some questions, because you have so much on your website. It's excellent. It's
it's www.magdahavas.com.
magdahavas.com. MAGDAHAVAS.com. Ida is calling in from Thornhill. Welcome to Wylde on Health, Ida.
Yes, hi, Dr. Wylde.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I love your show.
Thank you.
I had a question.
Sure.
One of my girlfriends, she's pregnant. She's expecting her first baby.
Okay.
And she's always on her cell phone.
Yeah, well, you know what? Take it away from her. Throw it. It's like smoking a cigarette is the comparison these days, isn't it?
That's right. When we have pregnant women, we're told not to drink alcohol, not to take certain types of medication, not to smoke. And we should also be telling them not to use wireless technology.
Wow. Is she doing well, though, Ida?
Or as I know, but I mean...
Yeah, it's a stern recommendation at this point in time. I mean, and let's ask this question to Dr. Magda here: is that why are children, and certainly infants, why are they more susceptible?
Well, children are more susceptible to absolutely everything, whether it's chemicals in the environment or pathogens or electromagnetic energy. Indeed, in China, and we'll probably be talking about this a little later on, pregnant women wear clothing that reflects this microwave radiation back and protects the fetus in their body. And we should probably be doing that as well if we're going to use the technology.
Welcome back to Wylde on Health. EMF, electromagnetic pollution, is the fastest growing pollution on the planet. Exposure to EMF has been linked to cancer, Alzheimer's disease, autism, birth defects, accelerated aging, miscarriages, heart palpitations, multiple sclerosis, the list goes on. However, it is possible to drastically lessen your exposure to EMF in your home and in your environment. Joining me now with some tips on how to do this is Kevin Byrne, EMF Solutions, and Dr. Magda Havas. Thank you for coming back in studio here with us. Let's get right into this. So again, a little demonstration here of some things things we can do to lessen radiation exposure. You've got some really, let's start with these interesting clothing, pieces here. So what you're going to do, Kevin, is you're going to plug in the phone, right? So we're not tricking anyone here. I wouldn't do that to you. And what is this device you're holding up?
This
Looks
is
like
a
it's
meter.
from Star
It's called
Trek.
an electrosmog solution meter, electrosmog meter, and it measures radiation. So as soon as you plug that in, you'll hear the radiation
All right,
on
let's
this,
go ahead and plug
as
it
well
in.
as the background we've got right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's a distinctive difference than just white noise, right? So that's picking up the radiation. All right. So now,
Plugged in. Okay,
so
now
let's turn that off. Let's turn that off for a moment. Actually, not yet. Let's put a piece of clothing that you have over there.
Okay, well, this is material that shields it
Okay.
completely.
Wow. All right.
And so here we have, if you hold that up, it's underwear.
Okay.
And here we have something that's used for maternity.
Okay.
And once again,
You put that over top. All right.
completely.
Now, not so much a surprise, because I told you guys at the break I was going to do this. This is my producer's scarf. Okay, so I'm going to throw my producer's scarf over top of this. And, there you go. The background
Nothing.
radiation is not blocking it. We've
No.
tried a couple of things. Yeah, let's turn that off for now.
This
All right.
material actually has silver in it, and that's what's reflecting the radiation.
Now, that's
So-
not going to diminish the potency of your phone, or it's not going to diminish the use of your cell phone.
Not at all.
Let's talk about some simple things that people can do to limit their cell phone radiation exposure. For example, just simply using a headset, right? You've got a headset in front of you.
Well, this is one of my favorite headsets
Okay.
because
Looks like you're going retro there.
it does. You put your phone down and you talk on it, so you don't even have to hold the phone in
Because
your
this is
hand.
important too. So not just the headset, but keeping your phone out of your pocket, away from your body.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
What about holding the phone? Other than holding the phone away from your body, what about the idea of listening more? And talking less?
Well, we can take this out and
Yep.
we can use it on speaker mode, but then you don't have privacy.
Right.
So apart from that, that's the best way of actually using your phone.
Okay.
Using it less. Texting is slightly better than talking, but if you're holding it very close to your body and you're a young woman or a young man, then it could potentially affect your reproductive organs.
Okay, I want to make sure no one misses this message, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to throw up some boards. Take some notes, everybody. This obviously, this is at cp24.com/wildhealth. Buy low radiation phones. Use a headset, as we just mentioned. Listen more. Talk less, hold the phone away from your body, as Magda was just saying. These are all very important things. The list goes on. Choose texting over talking. Texting is very short-lived radiation, so it takes nanoseconds versus minutes on the phone. Poor signal, you know what? Stay off the phone, because the signal is drawing a lot more radiation when it's poor. Limiting your children's phone use, that's key, and maybe not at all. And skipping, the radiation shield, which is those plastic devices, which really don't do much for you.
No.
What else?
And not keeping it in your pocket,
keeping it in
either
your
your
pocket.
chest pocket or your hip pocket, because then it's irradiating your body as well.
Other tips to limit EMF exposure?
I would say that people who have Bluetooth in their car
Yep.
should be using that instead of using the phone itself in their
Okay.
car, because the phone, the waves are bouncing all over the metal inside the car, and you're re-radiating yourself that way.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. What about GPS? Because that's in all our cars. I mean, well, what's that doing? Is that the same thing as using a cell phone? There's
GPS is passive. There's
Okay.
there's satellites 20 miles up in the sky, so you're receiving the EMF from the satellite. So the satellite is the actual transmitter. You just have a receiver.
Wow. Let's go to Marta, who's calling in from Oakville, and see what she has to ask. Hi, Marta.
Hi, Dr. Havas and Bryce.
Hi there.
Really
go ahead.
enjoy your program, and I'm really glad tonight you're bringing this to the public.
Thank
I
you.
wondered, Dr. Havas, if you could address the new smart hydrometers.
Yes, great question.
I have one installed just outside my living room, and now I don't feel well in my favorite chair. I'm on the other side of the wall.
Very good question, because not only could it be coming from that, you'll explain also your neighbors, using this. So what's
That's
this?
right.
Not only what is it, but then maybe some solution.
Well, smart meters, all homes in Ontario are going to have smart meters by the end of this last year. So many of us already have them. A lot of people contact me who have become ill. Smart meters do three things. They emit microwave radiation, and we know that's harmful. And although we've been told they only emit it for a few seconds a day, we've got smart meters that are emitting it constantly. So the information that people are getting is simply wrong.
Wow.
They also produce
Shocking.
dirty electricity, and that's making people sick. So they have to have your home filtered if you're going to go that way. And they're producing something called ground current. Now, one of the things you can ask the utility to do is to actually connect your smart meter through the phone line and send the message that way, so it's not going through the air. So if you have a smart meter on your home and you're becoming ill, contact the local utility and ask them to simply convert it into a wired system rather than a wireless system.
We're talking the break, and this surprised me as well. I can't remember the tweeter's name, but they tweeted in, you know, I'm putting up solar paneling on my cottage.
Yes.
Is that lessening my load? And your answer was shocking. Give us a quick idea.
Well, solar panels and wind turbines create dirty power, dirty electricity, and so you have to once again filter them if you're going to be using that technology.
Well, avoiding placing laptops on our laps. You saw some things go up on the screen there as well. Guys, we have to